Now
Okay.
it is working. Yamurli, do you want to introduce?
Yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. They are able to hear.
I'm Murli. I'm based in Delhi. I'm a financial consultant, and parallelly, I'm seriously involved in Advaita Vedanta learning. And at present, I'm learning Bhagavad.
Yeah, there is an internet connection problem for him.
Yeah, it's called disconnected.
It is.
And I'll be able to participate. Are
Yeah.
you able to hear me?
No, you had gone off. So can you just repeat? You are learning Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, Bhagavad Gita,
Okay.
Viveka Chodamani,
Okay.
Viveka, and Bodha.
Oh, very
These
nice.
are the four courses parallelly I'm learning now. So what little I know, I'll be able to contribute.
Okay, no problem. Welcome. I guess through the videos you know the other three people. So do you want them to introduce?
I'm already aware.
You're already aware.
I'm aware. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So yesterday we stopped at oscillation,
Samadhana.
samadhana. So let's continue from where we left.
Uh,
Now back to the question.
Yeah, so yesterday, so let us recap what we discussed. Yesterday we did started with you asked what is samadhana and this mental oscillations, and we said oscillation is because of likes and dislikes, right? Then you asked how to stop this oscillation, and
Correct.
you gave, and then we discussed so many things on that.
Yes. Yes.
Different senses and cutting the sense objects from the senses and all that kind of thing. Then breath and all that. But was also telling. And then you gave two clues before leaving from Bhajagovindam. The first
Hmm.
was of Bhajagovindam, and then another one of that wife, son, and Vichitra Loka. That.
Correct.
So that's where we ended. Not that I'm going to say the answer. I just wanted us to come back to that mode. Okay. So I have one answer in my mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I say or no?
Yeah, say
No,
it.
no, you have to say now.
I have to say no. Okay. So I don't know it, and that answer came to my mind when you were talking about Kate Kanta. That's that verse. Okay. So how to stop the oscillations? If you stop the identification, the oscillations will stop.
Correct.
Right?
That is very right.
Yeah. So that's immediately it flashed. I wanted to tell and I wanted to send message. Then
Say
I
again,
thought, okay,
say
let
again,
me wait.
Lata.
Stop the
again that.
identification. Stop identification.
Stop the identification. Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I'm actually doing that, and then still I do not know why it didn't struck me at that point of time, and that's what I'm trying to practice. And then after that answer flashed in my mind, the full day I was trying to do that only, stopping the identification. It was nice.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Ji.
Now, what is there to identify?
You identify as many things, right? You identify the relations. You differentiate many things.
Correct.
So then I also was reflecting. There's a verse itself. It says you keep your intellect in Brahman, then you get samadhana.
Correct.
Right? And intellect is the very first point where it creates differentiation and identification. So if you keep that first thing in Brahman, then there is no identification and there is no differentiation, because Brahman doesn't have any of these. It doesn't identify anything and doesn't differentiate anything.
Correct. So the answer what I was looking at, yeah, but you want to say something.
Suddenly entered somebody in my room. Sorry.
Okay.
You're in
Yeah.
office?
Yeah, I'm in office.
Okay, okay, fine.
I'm in Victoria. Yes.
You're fine.
I was going through these two slokas. Okay, that time it has not come to my mind that stop identification. When I have gone through sloka, what I have understood is that it clearly says the relationship, and it also says that from where you have come and finally where you are going. In between, people are joining you in the journey like husband, wife, colleague, like that, and nobody knows where they are going finally, and when they are going is unknown. So it says that you have to think about that. When you start thinking about where you are going, then what you are doing now and what's happening in this world is very, very insignificant. Don't attach any value to it. And only you think about when you reach your other side destination, you should be in a place where your goal is achieved. That goal is nothing but prakanda mauna, what you call it, is completely like Brahman stage, or you don't Jivan Mukta stage. You have no connection here. So that kind of thinking should be there. And since you don't know when you are going to die, it is not practicing something tomorrow or day after tomorrow. It is practicing right now here. That is what I was thinking. Once you practice right now here with your end goal, then mind oscillations will not happen because mind will not go to samsara.
Good.
But I think Lata gave the perfect answer.
Good understanding.
Yeah. Because I was reading from the sloka point of view and trying to relate how to visualize that oscillations, and finally, because oscillation happens because of samsara. If you think about samsara, it is oscillation. If you don't think, if you know that right now here means you may die in the next moment. With that, yes, this is very much possible.
Hello, Murali. What you can do is you can mute for time being. There is a lot of disturbance. Okay, and whenever you want to speak, you can unmute whenever you want to speak.
No?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Is it okay? No, is it okay?
Yes, it is okay now. Now you have muted, but what I was saying is that if you want to unmute, you can mute for if you want to say something or you want to participate, then you can unmute. Good. So, Srihari,
Yeah,
you want to?
Srihari.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Srihari.
I wanted to hear from him as well.
Okay. Not much. I mean, the only thing is what I was thinking is the human life is more of natana. Natana is like role play, and the role play maybe is driven by identification. That's what I couldn't come to. But what I was thinking is more of a role play, and understand that it is just a role that we are playing, and do not get stuck or stick to any aspect of it. Now that I think from Lata, I can understand that how I can get away from role play also, it is by avoiding identification. That is good to know as a next step.
Okay, very nice, good understanding. So the practice. So what I was expecting you as an answer is that very simple. We had discussed about it. Cut the identification. It will cut the relationship. If the identification relationships are cut, there is no experience.
Exactly.
That's all. That's the answer.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yesterday we went where all.
Yes.
But okay, we went to the what do you say, more surface level. So if you have gone a little bit more deeper, for example, Bhatt was telling, no, don't have any expectations. That's also a one right kind of answer, but you have to go a little bit deeper than you would have got this one.
Yes. So the Jagat is three things: identification, relationship, and experience. That's all. If you identify only, then you'll experience. If you don't identify, there is no experience.
Right. And we all went circled around that, no, walking in the market and then having so many things and then not getting affected. We said all those, but
Yes,
didn't come to the right word.
correct. And we had covered it.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we have covered it. Of course, there is nothing which we have not covered.
Yes, but still, it really ended off.
Yeah, it didn't come
It didn't
at
come
that
through.
time.
Yes, it didn't come through at that time.
But that Kate Kanta, immediately I got it. That
Yes, so
moment
that
I
is,
got.
yeah, that is the reason I gave the clue,
Yes.
so that it becomes easy.
Mm.
Good, very
But
happy.
but it is so difficult to in a day-to-day activities, Vilas. I mean, every way we have to identify ourselves and then say we are this, we are that. It is so mixed up with each and every aspect of daily activities.
Correct. So that is a pain we have to see, Hari.
Mm.
You have to unnecessarily, or you can see that we are unnecessarily doing all of this. So what?
My experience is
Yeah,
when I go through the very tough situation, the emotions comes without unknowingly. It enters. That means either you will be scared or you will be very angry with the other person because his action is not trustworthy. Like that, it continuously happens. But with this now, that is no value attachment or cut the Namarupa identification. I am immediately able to visualize that, okay, I am doing mistake. It is not his mistake, it is my mistake. I should get angry, why I should get agitated because of all this. And it helps me a lot. I think since about 10, 15 days, I can see a huge change within me when deal with the situations, both the family and also in the professional life. The real problem is that oscillation happens in the mind within no time, just external triggers. Because of external trigger, I should not go to that oscillation stage. Because my basic nature, human being is Shanta. And because of external triggers, we start oscillating our mind. And that oscillation is very unhealthy for us, both health-wise as well as from the practice point of view. When we are Shanta Chitta, only we can take the right decisions. So it is very important. And the moment we bring this teaching here, the implementation, see, the moment you're Shanta, then you don't have to do very much there. Because you know that anyway, what is going to happen. It is not in your control. But what is there within my control is keeping myself Shanta. That is within my control. I don't have to worry about outside what is happening.
So, Vilas, when this verse says have the intellect focus on the Brahman, what exactly it actually means with respect to not identifying how we should link this and that. I mean, what it means actually, how to put it in practice. Maybe one example if you can help.
yes, there is. I'll tell you what is Brahman state is non-movement. There is no
Okay.
movement. Okay, anything that moves is not Brahman. It's GV.
Okay.
Okay, so we looked at Ishvara, we looked at GV and Jagat. So GV has five senses. With the five senses, it moves towards the object. Okay, so it identifies the object. So when we say Brahman, it doesn't move anywhere. It's just there. That's all. It's just an sakshi or a witness.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give a simple example, Srihari. Forget about this Vedanta.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have a puja room.
Right.
There you keep a lamp. Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
The lamp, is it lighting on Sri Krishna, or is it lighting on Vishnu, or is it lighting on Venkateshwara? Is it like lighting on Ganesha? Is it like it lighting on Shiva, or is it lighting on so many other things? What is there? What do you think?
It is lighting by itself, actually.
No,
It
no,
is
no.
not lighting to.
No, it is not lighting to a particular object, right?
Yeah, not to a particular thing. Yeah, we say, we offer light to a particular object.
Correct. But the
Process.
light doesn't think that it is offering it to a particular object, right?
Yeah, that's
So let's say I have 20 photographs, okay, and around 20 Shila,
okay.
right, in my puja room, and I'm doing Sandhya Vandana, let's say. Okay. Now, is it lighting me, or is it lighting the Shila, or is it like lighting the what we can say, these photos? What is it lighting?
It's not lighting the any specific object.
It is not lighting anything. Is it identifying that am I lighting Ganesha, so I should be lighting it much better than any other person?
No, no.
No, right?
Yeah.
That is Brahman, that's all.
Okay.
So if it identifies, now what happens? It is in samsara. So now what happens? There is oscillation. Oscillation of what? Which is better now? Shiva is better or Ganesha is better? Tell me. Now who is better to light?
You're putting Srihari in a spot.
Yes, I want to put him in a spot to see what he will reply. Now the oscillation starts.
They are both same Sevakutumbam.
Now, who is better? As per
Okay.
Shiva Stuti, who is better? Is Ganesha better or Subramanya better?
Yeah.
What is yeah? Who is better?
No one is better, actually. I mean, it is the same.
No, in the Shiva Purana, when Shiva gives an assignment and Parvati and informs Parvati, you look at our children, what they're going to do. And Shiva says that, why don't you go around the world and come back?
Yeah.
So what does Subramanya do? He literally goes across the world, right?
Yeah.
And what does Ganesha do? He will circle his parents,
Right.
saying that there is no other world than you. So who is better? Subramanya is better or Ganesha is better?
So in this aspect, it is Ganesha's brother. So only he is made as Gananatha.
Right. So now I have with me Subramanya Bhatt. He is Subramanya and my name was Ganesha, let's say. Now what happens? Who is the smarter of the lot now? Now then, now how do you take an answer?
So you asked about smart.
Yeah. And Ganesha is smart, right?
Yes, yeah. Ganesha is smart for sure, yes.
Yes. So my name is Ganesha. So now am I not smart?
Yes, you are.
Yes. When compared to K. Subramanya Bhatt.
Yeah.
Correct.
So the moment we give these names and attributes and identify, then
Then the whole oscillation starts. Now K.S. Bhatt has to prove that he is smart. Now I have to prove that I am more smarter than K.S. Bhatt. Then he has to again try to do something which will show that he is more smarter than me. Then I have to do something to show that I am more and more smarter than Bhatt. Whereas if I know that the light which is there in Bhatt and the light which is there in me the same, what happens? There is no identification now. If there
no
is
identification.
There is no
comparison. Yeah.
identification. If I'm not identifying myself as Ganesha and then putting Bhatt as Subramanya, okay, and reading that story and literally thinking that I am Ganesha and he is Subramanya in that way, that is that Purana if I don't read and I understand everything is the same, then there is no identification. Without identification, there is no relationship now. There's nothing to relate to. Just like that lamp in the puja room does not relate to anything, right? It doesn't relate.
Yeah, it doesn't relate. Correct.
It just lights up whatever you, its objective is to just light up what is there. If you switch it off, it doesn't feel bad. Oh my goodness, how can you switch it off? I was throwing light on that a small vigraha what I've kept there, and he will feel bad or she will feel bad. What about Saraswati? I had not seen her for a few days, so what she will feel if I am not lighting her? Nothing of that will happen. So is light experiencing anything then?
No.
That's all. What is Brahman?
Very clear. Very clear.
Now you are in Samadhana. Simple. So when you go home, you are able to see your wife and mother and brother and his wife and his children and your children and office people as just that light. Now what happens? There is no relationship. There is what will you relate with the light? So
No
there
relation.
is no experience. So when you go back home or when you go to office, experience is zero. There is nobody to experience. So then drishya you are able to see. Now you have in viveka. So unreal are the name and forms. Real is just that Brahman. And what happens to Jivi? Jivi is also part of Jagat only. So there is no Jivi. So Jivi and Jagat are the same. Now you are a realized being. You realize that you are just Ishvara, nothing else. Which is true. Any comments from anyone?
Yeah, that's correct.
Hari
We
Om.
can also.
Yes, I can hear you, Murli. Go ahead.
So, as beautifully told by you, I'm able to recollect one small verse from that Panchadashi,
Okay.
where a separate chapter has been dedicated for this.
Okay.
So, due to my poor knowledge in Sanskrit, I'm not able to recite the shloka.
That's okay.
But I can tell you the meaning. It is like a drama hall.
Yeah. Oh, reconnecting. Yeah. You got cut. So
Not like there.
no. That's you started with a drama hall and then yeah.
Yeah, drama hall is there where a lot of lights are there. Lights have been decorative lights and very colorful lights are given. And even before the drama has commenced, the lights will be there. During the drama, various scenes takes place. There will be fight, there will be a joke, there will be a dance, and many things take place. According to the various sequence of scenes, the lights keeps on changing. Blue color, red color, all the lights keeps on changing. So once the drama
Again here.
light,
Yeah. Go ahead.
then can be impact. All the lights, all the different colors, and isn't any impact. Start going drama. Some death, some happy drama, but keeps on seeing it doesn't respond or react to what's going on. So the Brahman is the light, but it going on, and it doesn't respond or react going on. But equate you.
Okay, that is good.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Panchadashi is a very good document to understand about what is Mithya and what is Satya. So Vidyaranya has explained it very well. In fact, that one document is sufficient to get into Brahman state.
Right.
Good one. So if you are reading Panchadashi, it is good. Yeah, Lata, you were saying something. Sorry.
I lost what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to tell to Srihari. You can sit in one place, close your eyes, and forget, or try to forget you are Srihari and you are sitting inside so where you are sitting. Leave everything off. And then you will get to that place where you feel that I, and everything is dropped. All the identification is dropped. So if you are able to do that, you can get to Brahman very quickly.
Yeah, Lata. Yeah, sure.
This is also one practice Vilas has given long back. Sitting in one room, close your eyes and go to Jagat Jivi like that. So I didn't use those technical terms. Without that, I was
Yeah,
trying to
you
say.
don't require those technical terms. That is again an identification.
Yes, yes. So
And
this I keep trying to do. So just
Yeah.
very good. So now, how to do this samadhana is by the first verse, which is talking about Vairagya.
yeah, dispassion.
So now my question is, what is Vairagya?
Vairagya is not the question of how much possession you are having. It is a question of how much possessive feeling you are having. Once you don't have any possessive feeling, it amounts to Vairagya.
Good one. Good answer. But how to do that?
Best thing is not to identify yourself with body, mind, and intellect.
I mean, you mean
Identify yourself with
right.
don't identify yourself with the BMI. Totally isolate yourself from the BMI.
Correct.
So
So,
nothing is yours.
so
Nothing is somebody's. Nothing is ours, and nothing is somebody's.
correct.
That's
So I guess that you have attended Chinmayananda lectures also.
I keep reading this
Yeah,
and also.
because only a person who has gone through his lectures will know BMI, OET, PFT.
Yes.
Okay, good, excellent. I think we have spoken about this, Lata. I guess BMI.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. We have spoken about it at length, and we have there is many things we have talked about it. Finally,
Yes,
ultimately, it comes to this only: cutting the senses from the sense objects, and
yes.
then
So
having a dispassion for it. Yes.
correct. So Vairagya is not about possessive orientation, but is actually much deeper than that. You need to know, why do you possess?
Mm.
Why do we feel possessive? Is because we want to be secure,
Yes, secure and stable.
and there is no concept of security and stability at all. It's a concept only, but really there is nothing called as security, nor there is anything called as stability. None of the senses are stable because they are dependent on the sense object. And because they are dependent on the sense object and the senses, you can never be secure. So
Right.
knowing that there is no security and stability, you give up something which is always insecure and unstable. So now what happens? All identifications are insecure because they are unstable.
Yes.
And all relationships are unstable and insecure. And all experiences are unstable and insecure. So only a fool can go behind something which is insecure and unstable.
Yeah. So that now I remember. Sometime back, I also mentioned to you. I have resolved in my mind. I will not. I will have a relationship only with Brahman, not anybody else.
Correct. So if we are able to do this, then you are cutting the senses from the sense object, because they are neither lasting nor they have anything to do with, because the senses have no problem. The only problem is that it has to get the proper sense object.
Mm.
So when the sense objects are different, the insecurity immediately comes because it becomes unstable. As long as I'm able to see the body of my wife, I have no problem because I believe wife is there.
Yeah, that's right. So whatever is there inside your mind, you want to see it outside also the same way.
Correct.
If there is a conflict, then you want to make the outside also same as inside. If there's nothing
Yes.
inside, then you just play along with the outside.
No, then there is no outside at all.
Yeah, then there's no outside. That's true.
So you will not start to do a drama of correcting people who are outside.
Correct.
You will drop what is there inside itself. So there's nothing called outside.
Yes.
Okay, so that is vairagya. It is not about leaving a job or dropping a family or going somewhere or becoming a sannyasi or this or that. That is not vairagya at all. And I am not saying that. Verse number 21, if I were to read that, vairagyam jihasa ya darshana shravana adivihi dehadi brahma paryante hi anitye bhoga vastuni. Vairagya is defined as what? The desire, jihasa, is to get rid of darshana, to see, shravana, to hear, adibihi, all the remaining four of them. Dehadi Brahma Paryante, from the this body to the Brahma realm of existence. He anitye bhoga vastuni, they are anitya, impermanent, or they are only transient, and they are meant for bhoga vastuni. They are only dependent on the vastu, which is the sense object. So it is not about should I be working until 70 or should I have 10 houses, and that has got nothing to do with it at all. So if somebody were to ask me that should I be working, is just like asking should I be studying for exam. You are born, so you have to keep on doing it. That's all. There's no other answer. So if you feel you work, you don't want to work, don't work. If you want to study, you study. Don't want to study, don't study. So that has got nothing to do with say that I'm in vairagya. So the vairagya is about non-identification with senses and sense object, because they are neither secure nor they are stable. Only Brahman can give itself stability and security. No bhoga vastu can give that, because it's vastu. So wife and husband and children and office and all that are vastu only. They are not anybody there. There is nobody there. So vastu will keep on changing. So your stability keeps on changing. So when our stability keeps on changing, we want to make it stable. So we find a
Yeah,
stable job. Yeah, go ahead.
that's the effort we keep putting.
Yes, that's the effort we keep putting to make things stable. So we have a stable wife, stable husband, stable children, stable job, stable house, all of that, stable country. And some idiot will say that this country doesn't have mannerisms, and some other idiot says that our country has good mannerism. So this person would like to go and settle there, and that country person will say don't come here. So all this conflict will start because he's trying to find a solution in that place. And some people go obsessed on their tradition and religion and norms and tradition, and then the belief system what they have, the things what they practice, and the rituals what they are following, and so many things. All of this is just jagat, which is unstable, insecure, because they are based upon the vastu. If somebody were to ask me, should I visit Shiva temple, what I should say, what would be my answer? What should be my answer rather?
You need not go anywhere.
No, if he wants me to go to Shiva temple, I will go.
If you want, you can go. But what I'm
But
trying to say is, need not be there. Need not to go.
but I have not gone to any Shiva temple.
Yeah,
That is
correct.
so that
Yes,
is how
yes.
my mind should be. If I feel that there is only Vishnu temple and no Shiva temple, the mind is already moving. There is movement,
Yes.
oscillation.
They're already excluded something. Yes.
So I've excluded. So the moment there is exclusion, there is conflict.
Yes. Because
Yes.
Brahman doesn't exclude anything.
Exactly. So I need to keep on remembering the puja room, the light doesn't exclude anyone. The sun doesn't exclude anyone. So who am I to exclude something and say that this I will do, that I will not do?
That's correct.
And that's all. If we can do that much, then you are at peace.
Yes.
So that's the practice, which has to be done in all the moment, in waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. All the three states.
Yeah, when you are in samadhana, then you should be able to do this investigation and contemplation much more better.
Yes, in all the three states, waking,
Yes.
dream, and deep sleep. Then you achieve Turiya, fourth stage. Then done. Now there is no requirement of Viveka Chudamani any longer.
So the life is unpredictable, uncontrollable, and perishable because time.
Correct. No,
And
it's not about time.
what we are looking at stability. Stability in again life only. But life means it is not stable, it is known. That is called knowledge, right here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Once you have that knowledge, then you are naturally, you will try to be in a stage to find that what you call the permanent security, peace, happiness, and all that. That is not possible in Jagat. The moment you come to know through knowledge, then you will not worry about the Jagat. And you will not interact with the Jagat for looking for security. The security is available only within yourself. That is Brahman. Can I say that way?
No, you are complicating it. Make it simple.
Okay, simple is, don't look outside for all this. It is within you. And look for that.
I will say 2 words, just be.
Just be is complete Vedanta.
Yes.
which covers up Atma Bodha, Atma Tattva, Viveka Chudamani, then Aparoksha Anubhuti, then Panchatashi, then Bhajagovindam, everything, including
Everything.
Bhagavad
Yes, yes.
Gita, Upanishad, all added together is just be.
Just be. That's what I was earlier telling Srihari also, that meditation, try. Then you just get to the state of just be.
Witness, Sakshi.
Yes. Yes.
That's all. Then we are done. So we are all now Jivan Mukta.
You will get to that state when you're doing that sadhana, I
Yes,
guess.
absolutely.
Automatically. See,
Undoubtedly. So now the effort should be on that direction rather than taking an hour like what we are doing in the morning and then saying that, okay, I have many things to accomplish, which is Brahman Satya, Jagat Satya. Because there is already an identification. The identification is that I have many things to do in the day. This is not the only thing. Shri Hari is teaching his child, I guess.
No, sometimes he is listening to.
Okay.
Ah,
Yesterday he was asking why there are so many gods.
Very good.
good.
And when I was feeding him, it was like some from the plate. We have this idli pieces and all. I was telling only 4 are there. Maybe let's say 3 are there, 2 are there. And he's telling that there it is minus. Inside his body it is plus. So there is no minus, there is no plus. So in that way, I think he is also telling. I was like little wondering.
Good that he is able to understand.
Yeah, that's good. So some few days back, I think 1 week back, I told one story to my daughter about Janka.
Janaka, okay.
Janaka was sleeping. He was lying down in his palace bed, and then he suddenly, somebody will come. His soldiers will come and wake him up and say that there is the enemies are coming and to attack. So he immediately takes his sword and this and get all his soldiers and then go fight. And then he gets defeated. And then they will not kill him because he's a king as well as a saint. So they said, you go and get out of this kingdom. Then we will not kill you. So he walks and walks and walks and then goes out of the kingdom. And then he was so hungry, and then he saw somebody distributing food, so he will stand in the line as the last person, and when his turn comes, everything is over. Then he looks at that uh, vessel and find that under a little bit it is there. So he said, you scrape that and give me. So they give him that, and when he was about to eat, one eagle will come and take it, throw it away. So he will fall down, and then he will cry, and then he wake up in his palace bed. It was a dream. So then he keeps on asking, "Wo sache or a sache?" So like that. So all these palace people will be wondering what has happened to him. He is asking only these two questions: whether that is true or this is true. Then Ashtavakra will hear about it and he will come. And then to him also he asks the same question: "Wo sache or a sache?" And then but Ashtavakra will be able to make out, and then he says, that is also not true. This is also not true. But you are the only truth. So I told this to my daughter, and her eyes lit up. I thought she has forgotten about it. And yesterday she said she went and told this to 3 of her friends. Same story. And then one girl, she said, wow, she was bubbling with joy. Other two was not even maybe caring. So I thought, okay, fine. She has retained what I have told. And went and shared with her friends also.
No,
So I'm thinking,
the other girl bubbling with joy, she got it.
ah,
So that is what the Brahman will make you. It will immediately make you overjoyed.
yes, yes.
So your daughter lit up at that moment. She's penetrated the truth.
Yeah, so I think that's why she felt compelled to go and tell this to her friends.
Correct.
These are
Correct.
teenagers. So
Correct.
talking about this.
Correct. Correct. So then, if it lit up, she penetrated, but she couldn't retain it. But she
Yes,
could
yes.
retain the story. But the other girl not only penetrated, she experienced not being there,
Mm.
herself not being there.
Yeah, so
So
now I'm thinking which next story to tell her. Yeah, continue.
yeah, which is joyful. That's all. So you get that
Yes,
instant joy of Brahman. So that is what is bliss.
yes.
So that girl would be so happy for that whole day,
Yeah, so
not
she
knowing
lit
why
up
she is
and she,
happy, not
yeah,
knowing.
she said, wow. Pumped, it seems. Yes. Mm.
So now, if we can do this, internal also is false and external also is false. So then what happens? You will
Then
get
only,
relief immediately.
yeah, then immediate samadhana. There's nothing to run for, right?
Yes, nothing to run for because you already have Vairagya. Now, one who has tasted Vairagya will immediately get into urgency, mumukshatva. And that's the reason Shankara says that these two are the most important.
Yeah, without these two, that is what he says. Otherwise, it is all intellectual.
Yes, I knowing all the six, that is Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Samadhana, Shraddha, is of no use. I can take that and throw it in a dustbin.
Mm.
Good then. So shall we move forward or?
Yeah, yeah, we'll move forward. Yes.
Yes, we can.
So next question. Where in Viveka Chudamani is mentioned about Jiva or Jivi?
Where is Jiva Jivi in Viveka Chudamani?
Yes, what's the verse number?
Uh, who should answer?
I don't know. Whoever wants to answer can answer. Otherwise, if you give up, I am there anyway to answer.
No, no, no. I'm not giving up. I just wanted to know whether Bhatta really wants to answer. I have one
For
answer. I will
me,
tell.
I don't have that book for easy to recognize. I think I have to download and search.
No, you have book. No, you have those thick books. Today you are at
Thick book,
office.
it
Yes.
is not in office. That's a problem.
No, right. You have to
Still,
download.
still, I can Jiva and GV. I will try my best. I have one small book, but no index, nothing.
No.
English.
Do one thing. You just
Hmm.
give Aham Jivaha Viveka Chudamani in Google. You'll get it.
Ah,
Yeah, I'll give you answers also.
I think I should download one soft copy.
So that you do it later, but now you just
Yeah,
give
yeah.
Aham Jivaha
I will. I'm searching. I'm searching.
Viveka Chudamani. You'll get it. Yeah, Lata. In the meanwhile, you can say what you wanted to say.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me open my document. My document has reached 30 pages now.
Wow, very good.
So, in Viveka Chudamani, Jiva is the Vijnanamaya Kosha.
No, verse number.
Verse number, what verse number I put it? 186.
Okay. So what does 186 say?
Uh, I'm opening. I don't know the sloka by heart.
No worries, no worries. You can open.
And before also he mentions about GV in Manomaya Kocha also. But then ultimately it is
No, there are other places also anyway, so don't worry.
there are many places. Yes. So I picked this one, 186.
You picked 186. Okay.
I'm in the
Nature
process
of
of
Jiva.
searching.
Nature.
So intellect sheath is beginningless with respect to time. It has the nature of ego, which is the jiva or the individual personality. It carries out all the activities of the relative plane. It performs both good and evil actions according to previously gathered vasanas and then accumulates merits and demerits respectively as fruits of these actions. Okay, so this is a verse I picked up, and because all, and then there's also one more question you have asked: who performs good and bad actions, and how vasanas are created? So both are answered in this one. Is what I thought.
Okay. 1 minute. I think he dropped. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's okay.
So from Viveka Chudamani, ultimately what Shankaracharya says is intellect is the jiva because it is the fountainhead from where all the I feeling and everything starts.
Correct.
But if you look at overall, we can say everything up to pranamaya kosha is jiva because that which transmigrates is jiva. So
Correct.
it all these will transmigrate along with intellect, manobuddhi, chitta, hankara, and the pranas will also travel.
Yes.
So that is jiva.
Good. 186. So I need to have one meeting at 9:30. So I think we will end and take it on Monday on the
Okay, fine.
on this portion.
186.
186.
Okay.
Good find. But there are other places, but this 186 is the most appropriate one. What is the nature of the jiva?
Correct. Yeah, there are many places it explained. Even in Manomaya Kosha also explains as a jiva.
Yes.
But I felt this is the most apt one.
This is the
It
perfect
is
one.
without beginning, characterized by egoism, is called the jiva, and carries on all the activities on the relative plane. Through previous desires, it performs good and evil actions and experiences their results. Being born in various bodies, it comes and goes up and down. It is this knowledge sheet that has a waking, dream, and other states and experiences joy and grief. That is jiva. Jiva.
Yeah, that is
Jiva.
Manomaya Kosha, right? That is.
Yes, that is Manomaya Kosha
I
only.
have seen that. But I thought that's
Okay.
not the full one. So
No,
okay,
this
fine.
this is the right one actually.
Is it? Okay, fine.
Perfect. On dot. But there is another verse 280 that is even more deeper than this. So we'll go
Yeah,
through that.
I have it in. I have that as part of another question.
Okay.
Okay, I
280.
will not say 280 also I found.
Okay.
I will not come to that. I will
280.
come later. That
Yeah,
is also
but
another
Not the individual
apt one.
soul.
Another apt one. Yes.
yeah, that's another apt one.
Yeah, I have kept that as I found that also, but I put as an answer for something else.
Okay, good. Excellent.
Yep.
Okay, but you can go through this 186 and 280. And Srihari, you can do the same. And Murali, you can also do the same. And then we will meet up again on Monday.
Okay, fine.
86
Okay,
and
then.
280.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
sure. Thank you.
Thank you, then.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Bye.
bye. Bye.